ewo ehonom. And it said last Monday the updates bre mu chirimu President John Dramani Mahama was to present a year on one kasane presentation on a year reparations ewo the United Nations General Assembly na o presenti anu ni wia na omo agina so na omo ede atoaba na no na omo etoaba no eye eda enra ma eye voting no said esi koye no President John Dramani Mahama, who is leading the African Union reparations for people of Africa, any African descent, no, she said the Nyamiadum about to call in favor of President John Dramani Mahama. On our screens, UN passes Mahama's slave trade reparations motion na United Nations per the votes so any other no say I don't say yes men can say slavery course so and I say nkwasoma course so ma ye be fa Ghana and I say Africa ha be fa amount for dodo na free had you kopie mama hodo so ekoye nkwasom any other no. It is the gravest crime ever to happen to humanity. Then no or say am I hodo no omo ebana omo ebe pata ebibi mine ewo hono no and President John Dramani Mahama was championing ewo hono mo asese die Nyame adom President John Dramani Mahama was called a diplomatic victory ewo honom na akoye ni gisem ase dem di kan obia any my hodo na omoto abade ma President John Dramani Mahama ne Ghana ne Africa nyina no omo ebo no abaso ewo ho na Antonio Manuel de Oliveira Gutierrez ono na UN 9th General Secretary or also say na ono so de nano disem ababe tudwa enti way straight from the United Nations almost say the transatlantic slave trade was a crime against humanity that struck at the core of personhood, broke up families and devastated communities. Let us reject the false narrative of racial difference and fully commit to human rights, equality, and the inherent worth of every person. Anyway, and Antonio Guterres on also chiremua and some near course so kwasoma abrofo de bibi man famu no adia na eni enyan na time because the ye bi mu no na enya dia fe. Personally, you can't have one as a person. And our communities, ye chichemu ye bi mu free mu ma fe de obekọ na akọ akamre wane nkokra ne nkra pe ene wo odiom ye hwe asebe ehonum no na enyeye ena families enso so ye yi amanfo omo family members na ye de omo ebi mu ehu omo papa da ebiem ebi mu ehu omo brothers omo sisters omo nua mema ne omo nua mam omo ehu omo bio honum enti according to Antonio Guterres no enye ade papa omunyan ensem omo keka wo akire mostly no no hu ni say some kind of related to I mean men can say racism kakra ho na the other tato ana a picture also let us honor the victims of the transatlantic trade not only with our words but with our work enjina ochiremu enye anokasa keke. Said the President John Dramani Mahama, he said, one, mun condemn it is the gravest crime ever to happen to humanity. Two, they should find ways and means or more ever compensate or more because Nina Kahumbi, according to President John Dramani Mahama, and on the ma Africa, said that Dodona Debia, yes, also caught. Amanone ni akopemwa any ade ne de aba enti according to UN General Secretary omo age ensem no tomo omo ema my hodo na aka nyina omo sure omo say omo make sure say they will follow suit na omo hwe na reparations no atimi aye adwuma na omo nyai omo racial comments na omo emema ewo hono. Now quickly we want to run you through how the voting went about to no sign a koye hwan mo na to ye hwan mo na nto why so na yes nka bi so abane to be enti ya be ma mo numbers no se how the voting went ewo honom enti okay enti producer mama ba kono the one that has just the numbers ewo honom enti according to the voting na ba no ye hwe numbers na enkronko 123 enkro mako 123 omo ene to abano Edema President John Dramani Mahama any AU any Ghana say ampa Bibi mine and Quasmo, abrofo the FM, no, and yadia, na omo, any so. It's on your screens. Those who voted in favor, that is the member countries of the United Nations that voted in favor, President John Dramani Mahama's slave trade reparation motion, no, I don't know what screens, you know, 123 in favor. Almost all voted against, member countries, no, miensa. Almost also abstention. Is either they were absent or they decided not to even vote at all. And also 52. And no a war screens in the Sunday. So Kabumwa in Chrono Maku 178 and a 2 abanonti in 178 countries who were supposed to vote as at the time the motion was presented. No, emu 123 voted in favor, emu miensa voted against, and emu 52 also is either they were absent or they decided not to vote at all. Now omu voting in favor. No, yeah, we will go through kakra. Then we come to those who voted against. What was their reason? And they ma be inti na chiremwa omo entuaba no former President John Dramani Mahama ni AU and Ghana. Quickly, run down. We'll go through some of the countries that voted in favor, some that did not vote at all, and those who voted against. And a list of countries are or more vote here. The 2 screens in the then we'll go through it quickly. Here we are. They decided to vote against Omono countries bang, and what was their reason? And here hear the countries, no, one after the other, yes. And on your screens, no, Albania, they were absent. And we hear Omo Edidasona, Albania, yellow nature said they were absent. And Algeria, they voted for. Country is Andorra, they were absent. Country is Angola, Antigua Barbuda, almost voted here in favor. Argentina is one of the countries that decided not to support the motion. They decided to go against President John Dramani Mahama's motion. They decided to go against African Union and Ghana's motion for slave reparations. And Argentina is one of the countries. And Armenia, Australia, they were a part of the abstention. Azerbaijan voted in favor. Bahamas and a list of countries. Chad, Chile, China, Colombia, Comoros, Congo, Costa Rica, Cote d'Ivoire, Croatia absent, Cuba, as also Cyprus and Czech Republic absent, and Korea and DR Congo also voted in favor. Denmark absent. 3 countries now absent. 52 no Greece, Hungary, Iceland, Ireland. Then another country that voted against is Israel. So we have Argentina who voted against. We have Israel too who also voted against President John Dramani Mahama's reparation motion or present here. No. Ireland ni Italy, and also Ekaho. Now here the very last country almost voted against United States of America. Almost also Ekaho. Almost any countries Argentina, Israel, and then USA. Omo Ekahono voted against the motion. President John Dramani Mahama's motion. They voted against. Now, maybe I say UK forward here. Yeah, the UK forwards also updates. Almost also what were they saying about the motion? Omo votes in the call saying, but then the countries almost voted against. USA, Israel, and Argentina. Quickly, President John Dramani Mahama, the time that he was addressing the UN General Assembly. President John Dramani Mahama. The reasons why US, Argentina, and Israel, they said they are not voting or they are voting against. Now, UK for also, what were they saying? Here, President John Dramani Mahama is here.
Thank you very much, Madam President. Your Excellency, Secretary General of the UN, Excellencies, permanent representatives, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen. Progress is made in little steps. It is the forward motion towards something better, and changes often come incrementally. Today marks the International Day of Remembrance of the victims of slavery and the transatlantic slave trade. It is a day on which we honor the memory of the approximately 13 million African men, women, and children who were enslaved over the course of several centuries. We remember them through articles, oral histories, through broadcast programs, books, music, visits to museums, monuments, and memorials such as the Ark of Return, located right here at the Visitors Plaza of the United Nations headquarters. Through these activities, we do more than remember. We document and educate. We gain greater perspective. We find the delicate balance of learning from history so that we do not repeat it while leaving our pain behind. In doing so, we begin to heal individually within our immediate communities and also within the global community. This day of remembrance did not happen by accident. In 2006, our global community gathered here, just as we have done today, and resolved to designate the 25th of March of the following year a day of remembrance. It marked significant progress. Then the following year, in 2007, we decided to make the event an annual one so that the 25th March of every year would be the International Day of Remembrance of the victims of slavery and the transatlantic slave trade. That marked an additional step in our forward motion. And so it's indeed for teachers to be here today, 2 decades later, addressing the General Assembly on behalf of the African Group regarding the draft resolution entitled Declaration of the Trafficking of Enslaved Africans and Racialized Chattel Enslavement of Africans as the gravest crime against humanity. In September last year, at the 80th session of the General Assembly, I stood in this exact place and served notice that Ghana will move a motion to declare the transatlantic slave trade the gravest crime against humanity. This current draft resolution is a result of months of consultation and consensus building by continental bodies, nations, experts, scholars, and jurists, with the sole aim of achieving a united front and grounding the final outcome in truth, compassion, and moral conscience, remembrance, education, and dialogue. So today we come together in solemn solidarity to affirm truth and pursue a route to healing and reparative justice. The adoption of this resolution serves as a safeguard against forgetting. It also challenges the enduring scars of slavery. Madam President, let me conclude with 2 significant quotes by 2 great leaders of history, one of them white and one of them black. The former President of the United States of America, Theodore Roosevelt, said, and I quote, "With a great moral issue involved, neutrality does not serve righteousness. For to be neutral between right and wrong is to serve wrong." Again, civil rights leader Dr. Martin Luther King also reminds us, and I quote, "The arc of the moral universe is long, but it bends towards justice." We've traveled this long road, each step guided by a desire to be better and to do better, each step bringing us closer to the kind of world we would want to leave for our children. And so delegates, on this beautiful day in March, were called to stand on the right side of history. Let it be recorded that when history beckoned, we did what was right for the memory of the millions who suffered the indignity of the slave trade and those who continue to suffer racial discrimination. Let our vote on this resolution restore their dignity and humanity. I thank you for the opportunity.
All right, I thank you for the opportunity. That was President John Dramani Mahama. The time and or the presentation. Our UN General Assembly. That is the time right after the presentation on abatoɔ no ɛkɔ so a yɛde abatoɔ no ho nsunsuansoɔ ɛde amamo ɛwɔ hɔ no nti yes 123 in favor as against 3 they voted against 52 and ɔmo decided say abatoɔ no de ɔmo ɛmfa ɔmo ɛho ɛngyim ɛwɔ hɔ. Quickly no yɛkɔ United Kingdom ɔmo na amanfo dodo na ɛbɔ ɔmo sɛ ɔmo ɛna champion slave trade no pa ɔmo na di mu ntintimai ɛwɔ ɛhɔ no especially in Ghana here ɔmo ɛna na gyina mu pa ɛwɔ ha sei na ɔmo so den ɔmo ka UK has abstained on a UN vote by Ghana calling on former colonial powers to pay reparations to the slave trade cost. So that is what we have on our screens. The UK has abstained on a UN vote by Ghana calling on the former colonial powers to pay reparations for the slave trade. There are roughly 7 million slaves in Africa today. Perhaps they should focus on that if they are so morally outraged by it. So currently, we have some UK UK journalists. They've started talking about the fact that they are supporting their government. Say say they are not supporting what Ghana has. I mean, Ghana is emotional. Ghana edi akwakoto UN enimuno. Enya de say ebe supporting now. As we speak now, they had several reasons, but then in this particular one that I just read, almost say currently we have 7 million slaves in Africa here. Still now, Britain abstains from UK vote, UN vote calling on UK to pay. General Assembly backs resolution condemning forced displacement of Africans as gravest crime against humanity. Into the General Assembly, some of the journalists of more United Kingdom, what their government is saying. Now, was it even anything African countries owe Britain reparations for the blood and treasure she split to enforce the abolition of the slave trade. God bless the West African Squadron. And so any amount for backing on the air back. Now, slave trade, Yankasa said the medical two it got to a time where now it was a mining in Ajitum say, and Yadia Yenzi in Chasso, France. And then poor Mokrane started, almost started saying Chasso. And Sana UK for also Eddie Omodi Ebaya, which was led by William Wilberforce in 1807, or did the Act for Abolition of Slave Trade, 1807, or did Ebaya, or then so Edebe Boy. So as at that time, somewhere approximately about 46,000 plus slaves, and now pay bika krama omo, Edija omo kwine, and omo call back to omo countries. As at that time, more than 30 million plus people omo free, abibimemu hako yeno. Emu 46,000 per and omu bibi kakra de omu free baby omu some of them had to go back to their countries ebi mo so eka krone so ne ade enti na utiremu out of 46,000 there are some people who are saying that because as at that time they gave something to those people nti yentwa reparations ne so na ye pe obi mpo a ye be compensate na e wo sen ka Ghana mom na disika koma UK. Because as at that time, no one making sure slave trade over 400 years and you are compensating 46,000 people out of 13 million people. And that is what they are currently saying. Aside the fact that people were like, oh, Ghana hano and I say Abibimemu hano. Mrofo no beba no na yen na eton yen kofo de amomo no enso so yen sema na omo edi etu dwaba ni nyina mu no de ayakayaka de yes menka ne say slaves no na enya ade a ye papa eno nti President John Dramani Mahama ama omo edi reparations we so edi aba na quickly no United States of America, what are they saying? Quickly, ni abekwa kotie omo nsem omo so de tu dwa e General Assembly na se na yeba be biebiem e de amamo nti yenko tie United States of America omo nsem omo de tu dwa na emra sese.
United States remains steadfast in its opposition and condemnation of historic wrongs that resulted from the transatlantic slave trade, the trans-Saharan slave trade, and all other forms of slavery. We remain committed to the acknowledgement that these historical wrongs. Despite this, the United States observes that the text of this resolution remains highly problematic in countless respects. Consequently, the United States cannot support the adoption of this resolution. We regret that the United States must once again remind this body that the United Nations exists to maintain international peace and security. It was not founded to advance narrow, specific interests and agendas, to establish niche international days, or to create new costly meeting and reporting mandates. This resolution does all three. The United States has defined long-standing objectives to the framing of reparatory justice and the duty of reparation for historical wrongs. While we acknowledge the horrors of the past, we do not accept this resolution's assertion that historical facts from the 15th through 19th century constitute violations of jus cogens, as the term is understood in contemporary international law. The United States also does not recognize a legal right to reparations for historical wrongs that were not illegal under international law at the time they occurred. In addition to its obvious legal problems, this resolution is also unclear as to who the recipients of reparatory justice would be. The drafters and supporters of this resolution seem to believe it is them. The United States strongly objects to the cynical usage of historical wrongs as a leverage point in an attempt to reallocate modern resources to people and nations who are distantly related to the historical victims.
All right, enti eno ene ensemo the United States of America almost edi tujwa ewo General Assembly no ase ewo ho no mu kiremu a omo edi omo gitum se nkwasom ekoso na eni enyan na eni etan omo hu ne se enya de na wosanke edi ye nipa bia but reparation na President John Dramani Mahama edi ababetu dwa no omo US for nya de a omo beji atum because omo hu ni say ebeye problematic because say you start say you caught now crime is a crime and a crime on so ye ntwa so sa ukum obi 100 years now ukodwane ukosie say den ya na e chewa we still go back to the 100 years na de was ye de ye ono ye de ayew enti enema e see ye so many years ago. Now say omunyina agiatum say US agiatum say yes indeed it was the gravest crime ever to happen to humanity but say ye be kwakoye compensation and patasika bi and as ombeba be ye niema bi wo Africa her countries are they were me can say mostly affected no and no the omuji tuma enye ye because omu hu say e problematic enti omu nsam omu di tudwa e wo hono no oba Ghana has so a there has been some level of home support omu kasa for politics ho ne international politics ho no omu so e de omu nsam atudwa omu kiremu yes indeed President John Dramani Mahama ya de obi ti say Kwesi Pratt e di post bi betudwa na ono so ebo President John Dramani Mahama baso ni juma okodi ye e wo UN General Assembly and the reparations are was chance ya wodi animu e de eboa UN eti quickly ne be hwe Mr. Kwesi Pratt on your screens was it today at the UN plenary on the transatlantic slave trade. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama introduced a resolution condemning the transatlantic slave trade as a crime against humanity, pushing reparations back onto the global agenda. My book, Reparations, History, Struggle, Politics, and Law, foreword by Mahama speaks to this moment. Available in Accra and online. So, per no somebody to Jano, at the Papa say President John Dramani Mahama, and Ned Due, and I say Enra or the Echo Tuja, our UN General Assembly, Emma UN for so Ebake no ma Onya. An overwhelming support free the General Assembly any member countries no honum obi nso te say Oliver Baka Voma won so the post ya no so about President John Dramani Mahama abaso wo honum na ochiremu a it is a win for Ghana wo honum enti o say Ghana won no Oliver Baka Voma won so no na yes, that's what we have on your screens. Osaji for Oliver Bakavoma or say Ghana won. Voting results in favor 123 against 3. Almost so Omame Twabani be 52. Now yeah, come back to UK. In as much as said the journalist, and I say Omo can be a woman journalist, Omo UK, Omo supporting Omo government, and we have some members of parliament, Omo Ekan Labour Party in some way, somehow, they are trying to also add their voice to the reparations. And an MP or what the Labour Party name to say Bell Ribeiro Adi or no MP for Clapham and Brixton Hills. On only posts and the wall screens or say the UN delegates just voted to recognize the transatlantic slave trade as a crime against humanity. Britain abstained. UN agiatum say a crime. Nemum Britain almost say this refusal to support this motion only places our government more at odds with the global majority. The call for reparatory justice is only getting louder. So the very last sentence tells you that someone like Bell Ribeiro Adi, who is an MP or Labour Party, the calls for reparation is now getting louder because because now the compensation itself, the reparation itself, the substance, and I said the reparation I feel na yebe ha to honsem e wo honom ne hu kwan yebe fa so a yebe no enti the call for reparation or the call for reparatory justice is only getting louder. The second part no so chemu a na UK for be so omo de I mean omo do matwe omo ho say yenka ho a yenka ho bibia ni ho a mo be ka be kire say yenkoye yenka ho we just abstain from any reparatory justice in as much as say bi mo agya tum say bone enye ade na wo say nkomo ye no omo de omo hu ni so omo be twe omo ho afri ho na ye ko US bio President John Dramani Mahama kopiem US no before oko share the General Assembly o share omo on Tuesday at the ninsem to dwa and osabe share omo bio on Wednesday esa ninsem to dwa ye wie ne to aba no na one of the places okoye New York slave cemetery honom na okoye wreath laying ceremony bi na the New York mayor and as a mayor of New York at the ensem to dwa ono edi Zoran Kwame Mamdani or no any down screens no no na mayor of New York or then some to dwa President John Dramani Mahama Baso ceremony no obeye no na at a point e bi mu hu ne se papa yi or support reparatory justice President John Dramani Mahama champion na mum papa no antimi anka asem no ensisu ye enko tie the mayor of New York Zoran Kwame Mamdani ni emra sisi.
Say first, thank you to the President of the Republic of Ghana, John Dramani Mahama, for hosting today's wreath laying. Ghana is a nation that holds deep meaning for me. My father gave me the middle name Kwame after Kwame Nkrumah, the first president of Ghana, a leader who fought for freedom.
Zoran Kwame Mamdani ono mayor for New York ono didn't some to dwachiremu ono ni din Kwame no ni papa na de man no and he was named after Dr. Kwame Nkrumah enti eno ene some odi to dwasan so President John Dramani Mahama Baso for the recognition say ye the ayayade bi ye abibi manfo enti waba be piem all try so obenya justice for those who were maltreated slave trade erane emu ewo honom. And yes, President John Dramani Mahama on the global stage seeking for justice for a slave trade, transatlantic slave trade, a course so ewo a bimemu hasei and yede eno update no e de ebrem. It's a win for Africa, it's a win for Ghana, it's a win for President John Dramani Mahama. And yeshanimu say, what is the next step? What is the next step? You and Ombe share a minor na omo at the reparation number and set omo ebeye ne den and no any updates no and quickly no yebe call a other updates so na yede and also so abremo. Ye call a Daddy Lumba na busi apenyin to park eho. Na Daddy Lumba free mo nsam ne de bebre eto da kra na emse ne kano ayet because I said the bia Daddy Lumba ye boss but then and some ni bi wo honso so na edika ebusi apenyin to park enkyeremu ana eba no ekyeremu a omo sese de eja nya bedro ma yi na free so na ebusi apenyin foforo aba no ekyeremu a injunction a ebusi apenyin to park mom de to amount for celebration of life mama akoso asewa the celebration of life a person ko ye de hye Daddy Lumba nimonyam ewo Independence Square ne enema omo de injunction to so no se eno ehu hia no enye no ne ade a ehia no de o hwehwe ne se mo de munyin free so because se eno enim fa so bia emfa ma abusua no enti eno ne new abusua panyin nsem a ode eto dwa nti ode ne krata ekoma eye the Baba Jamal and associates na ode ekire mo se mesremo munjai ensem no ma bibia enkonkoda nti we eye abusua panyin ne nsem a ode eto dwa notification of change in the family leadership and request to discontinue case in suit number entitled Abusia Penny Kofi Owusu versus Akosha Sewafosu and 3 others. Enti yabeka mu kakra na yade enchiremu no so amamo. Say I write to inform you that I Abusia Penny Kwabna Brefo aka Mr. Jones Kennedy Brefo of the Corner Royal Family of Pakoso have been appointed as the acting head of the Corner Royal Family of Pakoso, succeeding Mr. Victor Kofi Owusu Boahene, who was customarily removed on the 11th of March 2026. Entina chiremu Abusia Penny, as we speak now, as omabone nasi to apamona free akonya ne so. Na new one awaba no ozini din ede Abusia Penny Kwabna Brefo, also known as Mr. Jones Kennedy Brefo, ono enade nsam ababe tudwa na otwaswa pursuant to my arcane responsibilities, I wish to bring to your notice that I am taking over the conduct of all ongoing legal matters pertaining to the family. In this regard, I can kindly request that you provide me with a comprehensive inventory of all cases that my predecessor, Mr. Victor Kofi Owusu Boahene, instructed you to handle on behalf of the Corner Royal family in his representative capacity. And to echiremu amume briefino the bibia document bia ne court case a ekoso bia mume briefino ewo honom na onu so ehu de ekoso. Significantly, I have been instructed by the family to direct you to discontinue the ongoing case of suit number entitled Abusia Penny Kofi Owusu versus Akosha Sewafosu and 3 others, as the said suit does not align with the intentions and objectives of the family. Etina ochiremu the current case ekoso between Abusia Penny Kofi Owusu and Mami Akosha Sewa and 3 others we gonna papa shishembi. It is a 3 others no Abusia Penny and awaba. Na new Abusia Penny ne ba ye no ono so de ne directives aba echiremu oba na Abusia na hye no se court nsensem bi ekoso bia no wo se ohunumu na ba kwa edimu tintiman pa currently ekoso eno Abusia Penny, the former Abusia Penny, Abusia Penny Kofi Owusu, aka Tupac, one Mami Akosha Sewa and 3 others. No any case edimuntintimai se na eno nsam no kiremu a Mami Akosha Sewa the celebration of life ano pese oye edima Daddy Lumba no Abusia Penny Kofi Owusu former Abusia Penny Tupac or the injunction atoso as or court ma the injunction atoso men kana sa enti eno na new Abusia Penny na wa ba kiremu a sa court case no ebeyanka omo entwensan omo entwam even free ho because who ehia Abusia ni bia bio. That is what we have on our screens. Also notification of change in family leadership, a request to discontinue case in suit number that is what we have there, which is titled Abusia Penny Kofi Owusu versus Akosua Sewafosu and 3 others. Yeah, kind Emamwa. I wish to inform you that Abusia Penny Kwabena Brefo, aka Mr. Jones Kennedy Brefo, of the Ekwana royal family of Pakoso have been appointed as the acting head of Ekwana royal family of Pakoso, succeeding Mr. Victor Kofi Owusu Boahene, who was customarily removed on the 11th March 2026. We a letter or the Ekoma Abusia a lawyer for. Pursuant to my overarching responsibilities, I wish to bring to your notice that I am taking over the conduct of all ongoing legal matters pertaining to the family. In this regard, I kindly request that you provide me with a comprehensive inventory of all cases that my predecessor, Mr. Victor Kofi Owusu Boahene, instructed you to handle on behalf of the Ekwana royal family in his representative capacity. Entina otremu obaye no ye say bibia ekoso bia ne nsaka enti wa hye na lawyers for no say omofa eye enkrata ebia e kan nsem omu ede wo court omu di bia ho emfa emre no na ono enhwem na de hu here significantly I have been instructed by the family to direct that you discontinue the ongoing case of suit number GJ/0437/2026 entitled Abusia Penny Kofi Owusu versus Akosua Sewafosu and 3 others, as the side suit does not align with the intentions and objectives of the family. And as that particular case in India, anka omu entwaso ewo ho. Accordingly, you are by this letter requested to discontinue the said case which you commenced for the family through its former head in a representative capacity by close of day 26th March 2026. And yes, by 26th March, I was a lawyers no omutimi edi ensam no omo ehwe hunu se omo atwam enya de se omo eto so bio eno ene ensam a eba asami so am say ye bua wi ye update no be ma. Additionally, I will be grateful if you would immediately furnish me with any outstanding invoice due to you for the legal services rendered the family so far. You may contact me through my lawyer, Mr. Bright Obeng of Hefron Benjamin and Co. Ground floor, Opoku Bando Plaza, Kumasi, via his phone number and on the wall screen. So it was this year, you know. Sikabia, Sikasembia, a woman I was a mutia, Edema Ebusia lawyer. You know, you're a Busia lawyer. And Abusia Penny, I waba for Nankasanso and a personal lawyer. Enti o sisi kasem bia e wom bia no momfa invoice no come out on the personal lawyer on the behwema hu se on the bebo Abusia Penny ama na scrutinize invoices no se eye no kra e wo se Abusia ni tua se sika na ono so de akoto Abusia fo anim se e ka ye de a lawyer fo ni enti e kwa kotua ana se da ben ne betua ye ben ne den ne etua. Please find attached to this letter a copy of a letter from the chief of Pakoso confirming my appointment as acting head of family. Not just Ochiremu letter a free Pakoso hene ho Mr. Jones Kennedy Brefo aka Abusia Penny Kwabena Brefo Ochiremu letter Pakoso hene edition is as ono na enyina Abusia Penny to park and mu sesi aye na free ho until say you be a substantive Abusia Penny no ono enye acting Abusia Penny or the letter na ka ho e de akwakomo Abusia lawyer for no say omo hwe hunu say yes indeed say ono na bibia ba be hye ne nsa e wo honom na ensem we ya mu no so no na ensem a ni Abusia Penny say ye ntwa so yi Abusia Penny to park so e di asem na ko wia ma say injunction ya the injunction ato case na yes and discontinue no e ka me say ya kan wi anesa e de ho judgment aba enti Abusia Penny say new Abusia Penny say and discontinue no odwe ho a ho ntia se there is a document to that regard I kiremu a Abusia Penny to park former Abusia Penny interlocutory injunction or ka say yemfanto ma me akoso say wa celebration of life to Daddy Lumba no pese ye no court are granted the amano enti se sia no o te se na papa shi e de ne nsam to dwa kiremu a se sia celebration of life no de o te ase ne e celebrate no chale court akasa papa shi anu adane wo ho enti eno no ne nsam a court no so e de atodwa enti I think that there's a document to that Eno ena what will screens no sono. And I think that we'll read and then you get to know what is really in that. I and na Boachian Ponsa Okofro Band the third. Pakoso Hene, a Ghanaian by birth and nationality of PO Box, blah blah blah. Kumasi in the Ashanti region of the Republic of Ghana, do hereby declare my support of the principal elders, regents of the Kona family. Distulment. So this this letter is in regard to the distulment of Abusia Penny to Park. So this particular letter that you have on your screens, where every Pakoso Heneho, a letter, the new Abusia Penny they can the previous letter came out to any lawyers no, and no and a wall screens no. But currently, courts ajatum say Abusia Penny to Park case or the buyer say for injunction and to yet Mamia Kosia say one celebration of life no so no and no omo ajatum a honum. And that is the updater the emamo on Daddy Lumba DL ne nsem ni working someone ekokoso no enti yes that is the update. You be free Daddy Lumba nsem yi so ne Ghana Police Service IGP on it Nemrantie omo boy adwumantie sefatase enso ye de omo ho nsem what is currently going on Ghana Police Service the update ne de emamo. Police arrest 2 suspects over jewelry robbery at Jowulu. And the world screens, so somewhere 2025 last year, and as our robbery way a coso, Nipa mienu and a cobos are on your screens. Abubakar Mahmoud on 26 years, and Mahmoud Abdulaziz on also aka Justin Martin, and also 40 years. And on your screens, a time no more robbery, the motorbike or mobaga or more at the coye, and a retrieve dan channel, and no and Yama Mujiji Yenibi. And almost and the world screens, so no Mumia Nuniacho 26 years back, and 40 years, and so back quickly, from the Public Affairs Unit of the Ghana Police Service, Omo Eddie Omo and someone Banti, Ebeko, na Yakakoshem, na Yahu, what really happened a day. And etimi boa Ghana Police Service ama omu etimi kwache emrantie mienu omu screens ni so omu as of last year and omu ekodi sa bonefosem no. So we Ghana Police Service Criminal Investigations Department, okay, we from the CID press release, police arrest 2 suspects over jewelry shop robbery at Jowulu. And also the police have arrested 2 suspects in connection with the 2025 robbery at a jewelry shop near Nyaho Clinic at Jowulu in Accra. On 11th September 2025, 2 armed men on motorbike attacked a shop, assaulted an attendant, broke the glass door, and made away with assorted jewelry from the shop. Until 11th September 2025, last year, and a robbery so omu ebubu shop no ne glass door na we ni mu no bubu ni nyina na omo sesa empempena de ni bi gold diamond ni ade wo shop ho omo sesa de koye. 80.3 following months of sustained intelligence gathering, a team from the Criminal Investigations Department headquarters arrested the suspects on 24th February 2026 at Anya in the Greater Accra region. 24th year of February and omo ensa ekoso sa emrantie mienu mu through an intelligence gathering and ma omo team no etimi ekoche sa enkrofo we ewo ehonum. And yes, that is the update I the every hoba. Point 4 no yebeka ye no so na ye di amamo Ghana Police Service is really working. The suspects are Abubakar Mahmoud and Mahmoud Abdulaziz, also known as Justin Martin. Enti omudin ena yede atu John Abubakar Mahmoud ono 26 years, Mahmoud Abdulaziz aka Justin Martin ono so 46 years ene woho. A search conducted in their rooms led to the retrieval of items believed to have been used in the robbery, including a hammer, a black face mask, toy pistol, gold detector, gold weighing scale, diamond detector, backpack, hand gloves, helmet, and 2 motorbikes. Now, as I always say, omuye Joludiano or fancy where they still have in possession the items that they've been using in their operations. Point 6, no. Also, during interrogation, the suspects admitted to the offense and mentioned one Eddie of Oyarifa as the receiver of the stolen items. Efforts are underway to locate and arrest him. Charlie, Eddie, Papa, Ason, Ebeyeshe. For all you know, if you can't know names and name, Yako, but was so there, Ebeyeshe rough. Eti, Omuguso, Omu, said, Niama, Omu Echo Riawo, jewelry shop, Hono, Onipakro, Omu Cotton, and as any pomp the commando. Ono so yaboni din say or the Eddie ono so wo Yarifa Ghana Police Service so eguso mo hwehwe. Both suspects are in police custody and will be put before the court tomorrow, Thursday, 26th March 2026. There's a nay the omo eka kujina court signed Chief Inspector Bridget Babanawo, Public Relations Officer, Criminal Investigations Department, CID. Enti uchiremu a enkwafo mienu no omo ekodi omo dwirimu no ewo Jowulu somewhere 11 September 2025. Enti abosumi bebre ye di bronya chi abosumi mienu atwam kra ti o check ya na is about 5 to 6 months no 5 to 6 months no and yes see idea Ghana Police Service through an intelligence gathering omo ne omo team akwakochi omo ewo anya is ablekuma side ho ono makwakochi omo on your screens. Time ana omukọ robbery no na bag ebe omo bag no oma retrieve ewo honom a omo ensa aka toy pistol so na omo de omo operations no ene da ho no. Then there was a mask and a share omo eno ene wo screens no so no eno so a mask motorbike no so ana omo te so no omo enya mienu na omo eje ewo omo nchen mra omo kwoto omo ewo anya ho no omoje motorbikes 2 and a warm ho. Eti niema warm nchen ebi gold detector ebi so ye gold weighing scale ni nyina ye niema na warm nchen ti so omo no em se de gold ho niema nko a wo ye gold shopper omo bebo awura ho sisi e nti omo niema warm nchen diamond tester eni bibia bi a ye de ye gold ho niema and as minerals ho niema de omo ewo bi wo honom a Ghana Police Service omo are retrieving nyina de free omo ho ewo honom. It is a CI de sankofo mienu yi omo aso ayehye ewo honom a nipa omo ne omo di juma a omo ono na me kan say omo di bibia bre no after sale after omo operations no ono so oyade a Ghana Police Service omo ehwehwe sa abrantie no so ede no aka ho ewo honom. Enti on your screens are some of the items omo retrieve here. So kudos to the Ghana Police Service. Omo ejumedia omo edi. Na ye nyina nim say enema we ekoso pa e Ghana ha say ye kan adabraka robbery a ekoso for so many months echi ena yensa eka omo eno no say ye ti na ye enema na omo che no sika omo kosesa ye di free honom ene ade omo che obi emzo omo sisi no and also on tiasie enti on tiasie no car omo de call robbery no omo e de car esika ho e de ma branch and also no onye car no na menim akronfo asempa de car mo de akọ robbery no we ya da braka de no enti eno omo de ma branch no no so start say ni obetwi car no ti o de car ne na ma na a police force export car no car we e ka ye wanted list no ho e ka items are ya red listing in who be and she almost started the car and ta mokochi abrantie and ono so etc mu and omo maka ni nyina odi omo eba ye e ma Ghana Police Service and sa e ka omo enti omo ko bokro no e wa dabraka say omo so Ghana Police Service omo sa ka omo e wo honom ti obeje di se omo e bo adwuma and upa kosie so many years they will still come after you ewo honum enti ano another case Ghana Police Service etimi aboa amayache the suspects enema we brave ena akoso ewo Ghana ha say ama Ghana Police Service omatimi aya na omo acheche omo ana omo suspects no yensa aka omo na we mu mienu de that screens ni so yi ye bisa omo gitum say yes ampa omo ene ko box akro no last year ewo Jowulu omo gitum enema a wo mo hu ni nyina omo gitum say no e no mo koye operations no eni ade enti say de omo de asem no already no abo omo dada enti omo aso ebetimi ayehye ewo ehonum. Ghana Police Service is really working over there. And that is the update. Yede every Ghana Police Service omoho eba yede mamo ewo honum. Yebeto ansem no so na yede amamo ewo honum. Quickly no, ye call the Parliament House. Ye call Ghana's Parliament. Na ensemble ene free honum eba. Mami on that screens you see ni din e the comfort doye and comfort doyo. Ono ene the president of the Parliamentary Women Caucus. Ono ene yomo president. Na ensemble no de atudwa. Ose 2028 abato ayeba abetono. Se oye bema ana oye bema MP na se oni oba MP a female MP ekogina se mo ne kopre seat ho a they will name and shame you because per reporter ebano Ghana countries and I said the region is part of the region women in politics no e wo form pa enti 2028 there omo besesa mana gumbebre na wa obeye wo ho sa oni omo kogina no omo make sure so they will name and shame you. So on your screens or say we will name and shame any man who contests a female MP in the 2028 election. Comfort Doyo, Parliament Women Caucus President. On this answer we are to or Parliament. Quickly no, ya be ko ni akwa kotie eye maame Comfort Doyo. Emra na ordinance to no. Ya ba ni abeto aso de amamo.
Right, Honorable Speaker, the global report which we brought from the UN is disheartening. If you look at where the blue line is, are those who have done better. And if you look at where the golden line is, are those who have not done anything at all about women when it's come to women. Mr. Speaker, there's 188 countries and Ghana is 149, which means we have not done well at all when it comes to women. The women caucus will go to Speaker and show it to Speaker and tell him how best he can support the women so that we retain our seat. Mr. Speaker, from there we are going to the President of the Republic of Ghana and show him the report that we perform abysmally in the world records. Mr. Speaker, all men who contest women in this parliament this year or next election, we will name and shame them because we need to protect the women.
We will name and shame them. We mame Comfort Doyo. Nensemwa or the etujwa. Echrimwa. Yes, we need Obabia Ebejina abatwo come 2028 and be making sure they will name and then shame you ewo honoma or also edit nensem atujwa. And way women in politics omo epeso omo shemu ekena because omo chiremu Ghana your numbers no were form. Your numbers no were from so still na mema no ne ma no epre nkonwa ho e parliament e ade a All right. So you bet twice so na the updates no at the amamo. Yes, President John Dramani Mahama na watchi mu na okopie mu US New York or didn't some ekotu UN General Assembly ase or din komo ekotu about reparations for people of Africa and people of African descent. Now or didn't some two we no globally obia born in some edemano obia born in some mano na the most men can say any some kakra course so ho ekoye one standing ovation. But then you remember this particular story no so Yanko Ghana's Parliament House and somebody in the free honum eba Parliamentary Women Caucus led by Madam Comfort Doyo and in some Tuja or Chemu records and as a reports are eba Chemua. Ghana is part of countries or more women representation in politics or from on your screens. Also, we will name and shame any man who contests a female MP in the 2028 election. Comfort Doyo, Parliament Women Caucus. President eno ona ode ninsam etudwa echiremu a be me bia obegina se one emma ekwa akogina na omo akoto aba parliamentary seat no omo ene no edibesi ani yankoni ntie Mame Comfort Doyo ne emra sisi.
Right, Honorable Speaker, the global report which we brought from the UN is disheartening. If you look at where the blue line is, are those who have done better. And if you look at where the golden line is, are those who have not done anything at all about women when it's come to women. Mr. Speaker, there's 188 countries and Ghana is 149, which means we have not done well at all when it comes to women. The women caucus will go to Speaker and show it to Speaker and tell him how best he can support the women so that we retain our seat. Mr. Speaker, from there we are going to the President of the Republic of Ghana and show him the report that we perform abysmally in the world records. Mr. Speaker, all men who contest women in this parliament this year or next election, we will name and shame them because we need to protect the women.
Yes, Mame Comfort Doyo and some the president of the Parliamentary Women Caucus, Chemua. Ghana is performing abysmally about women in politics. Ghana, countries are almost homodin Asia no ewo. In 2028, omo become money na edi omo agum na obia akwakofa forms ne ade omo primaries na eno ho no so omo wini na omo ba se omo begina as parliamentarians omo they don't expect se be be abetwintwan omo nam because they have less representation in our parliament any Ghana politics mu and to report by chiremu se Ghana we are performing abysmally no omo de be kwa President John Dramani Mahama se papa hwe na empo se MP no munya bi ni a enka appointment inka monfa yenka ho bi omunyina hye kire bi ena former president Jerry John Rawlings Bass and Eto Rawlings ye pushi no for defense minister enti ni nyina eka omunsem omudi tudwa currently no ho ekire mu Ghana we are not performing well eba ema a omo politics mu anti omo sre 2028 oya parliamentarian na oba bi mpo be contest wa jai wa konwa no fama no eno ne nsem a women the Parliamentary Women Caucus omo president dia betudwa say man nyina support both NDC MPP omo nyina support se bibisa ebe koso ewo ho quickly no Yabeko President John Dramani Mahama so akache na ye de nsemo efiri honom eba e de abremu yenim se na wotwe mu no kopie mu e New York okogina mu e de reparative message and as an emotional wa raise by Ghana's president any African Union any Ghana nyina ye de akose emrofo and as the Western world per colonization ɛkɔ so ɛwɔ ebibima mu ha slave trade ɛkɔ so ɔmo ɛma yɛn mpata bi ɛwɔ hɔ ɛno na President John Dramani Mahama champion ɛwɔ UN enti okopiem ɛwɔ UN General Assembly ne nsɛm ɛkɔ to dwa na yɛnim sɛ this has attracted global attention that na ɔkasa wie no the kind of standing ovation I yɛde ɛma President John Dramani Mahama no ebi mu kyerɛ mu a ebi nsi da President John Dramani Mahama agye ne din yɛnkɔ hwɛ the standing ovation the exceptional standing ovation a ɔmo ma President John Dramani Mahama efiri hɔ no mu a ne aba abɛtoa so ɛde ama mo because papa ne kasa mu no ɔkyerɛ mu kɔ deep ɛkyerɛ mu sɛ obi wɔ hɔ koraa de ne firi ha ɛkɔpiem ɛwɔ amanɔne sɛ ɔkɔ akɔyɛ nkoasomu a adwumu a ɛbɛkɔ ne asesa ne din obi wɔ hɔ a efuo no ɔmo wɔ no the name of the farm ɛne yɛde to ɔmo some of them were painted yɛde paint ɛfefa mo ho sɛ yɛbɛda mo nso wo farm we wo nso wɔ farm we wo master ni we nso ne master ni yɛnkɔ ne nkɔtie the standing ovation that they gave to President John Dramani Mahama yɛmmra sisie.
Distinguished guests, it is my honor, my privilege right now to introduce us to the African champion or African Union champion for reparations, His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Ghana, John Dramani Mahama. Can we welcome him, please?
Thank you very much. You may be seated. That was quite a surprise. Yeah, but thank you for that beautiful display of African culture.
And that was quite a surprise, you know. And President John Dramani Mahama di tuja, who said, "Omo ebomo sem kama edemano, omo we enso omo sa bomo sem edema the show." And I said, cultural display na course no omo any edge ho ewo ho no mo. A lot of them were videoing the acts that was ongoing. Ewo ehonom enti eno ye President John Dramani Mahama ni UN General Assembly ni speech a okoma ye eho ensemble any standing ovation a omo ede ema no se ade he has attracted global attention aman a ewo wi ase nyina ani edinachi se o aman 132 we are one president a ufre bibi man mu wo Ghana ha sei now the one some call United Nations now my 132 so almost support wa na che say o ye a force to reckon with enti no any President John Dramani Mahama ni gin a wakoje wo United Nations as say dey hwe say bibia be koso totin na o master te the reparations ne ho niema aba betu dwa na eno na nipa dodo na akire mu a enye sika sem ye mpesika omo ko pie mu wo ho no dwuma be na mo de omo ye ebi mu koye railways ebi mu yesi ebi mu to underground tunnel a ye de ekwan ebetum ebi nso so underground tunnel ten a ye de train ebefam omo meye bi e wo Ghana ha mayen ebi mu kosisi adan all these skyscrapers are yesisi ewo amanano ni ade no dodo na ye nkofo yi bi ka ho na over so many years omukọ ya omukọ boa ye ema yesisi ye ewo ehonom enti na ye kiremu a saa ne ma ni nyina ye ne ma ye nso ye hia bi social amenities a omukọ boa ye ma omutimi esisi ye wo amanfo man so omo enkoye bi omo so omukọ ye fuo ekodo ye most of them ye de omukọ US e de omukọ do ye di bi mso kọ Brazil ma omukọ do ye ne ade no omu nyina so the form of reparation and ke be expecting say omo be ba hye agric ni mu kena na eno so akonanim ewo ho enti yes hwe how they are going to do the whole thing enema mi wo so ye enema anka hu be hia yen akwan omo koye road construction ni ade ye be expecting say omo be ba na omo ayi akwan ewo abibiman mu ha e de aman ye nyina ni say President Donald Trump de nsam to dwa kire mu a saa time no ho adwuma mo ye no enye ene e de modern resources eba betua moka enti omo de enya de so omo support they voted against the reparation enti ye President John Dramani Mahama agini din ye say bibi papa ebetimi efri mu aba ye ko Archbishop Duncan Williams na so ye na papa yi e de nsema to dwa dodo na hu ne say papa yi oye NDC ni mapa na watutu bi de ama NDC President John Dramani Mahama any appointees ni nyina na nsema na papa idi atodwa ye beko na yakwa GF Archbishop ho because wa bo appointees ni bi obo mo achi because onti ase say all of a sudden appointees ni bi enema omo ye sika abekeka omo nsa cars omo atoto properties are omo emeki within the space of 1 year no papa no ekaketo bi senka o yempo e the cases sorry e de ni nyina akeka ne nsem o keka ye no ho na ebi mo se papa yi o ye NDC ni no no aka se sabo NDC fo achi ene na nsem be na opeso de tudwa yenko ti Archbishop Duncan Williams Action Chapel near Mrasisi.
They push for their party to come to power even though they don't have capacity. They are given position without capacity. They misbehave. And they have wives who will never tell their husband, you have never worked before. You've never set up any business. You don't pay taxes. How come suddenly you come home with briefcase of money? Where is this money coming from? Where is this brand new car coming from? Where did you get money to build this new house? You have never developed capacity. You haven't earned it. Where is it coming from? You don't ask questions. You enjoy it and give him more sex and encourage him to go kill, lie, steal, scheme, destroy, make money at the expense of poor people. And you don't understand the implication. I'm not cursing anybody, but I'm telling you by authority, make no mistakes. The evil that men do, live after them. Make no mistake. Hear me. Hear me. The law of sowing and reaping does not need your address or your telephone number. When it is time for you to reap, it will find you. As long as you belong to a party, when your party come into office, you are given a position to the national cake, and you take what you please and you want at the expense of the suffering of the citizen. Make no mistake. And you think you are going free. No. You will end up with some evil disease. And we live in a society that is passive and a coward society. You see what is wrong and nobody talks. Everybody is hiding. A day will come when truth shall emerge. It doesn't matter how long you hide it. A day will come when truth shall emerge. You think you are powerful today. We are destroying one another. We are destroying the country because this party only comes to power to make money.
Enti Archbishop Duncan Williams and a didn't some two judge Bonibia obedino as Odipa da Senino ebedu echi. Enti all of a sudden ahunya omo air package and I say omo air boano omo air form and then that way or the calf mono no their befie na sika gubagi mu their befie and some of papa yi ken there's an inside that be woman and I said no crabby woman na cause be mo dwene ho mo ntia say papa ya say or TMNDC for talk kakra as or dance same be di e de kire eye Ghana for because papa ne ka say bufuom e kire mu a yare bi e bebo mo amudi say adwuma no because on building to get that amount of money say you dia on building to the extent to own those luxurious cars adwuma ben na wo ye umie company appointments in the amount but see I heard the way I will live your life the kind of luxury what they are attached to life now. These appointees, they have wives, they have parents, they have siblings that they can advise them, but making sure that they can never run away from the evils that they do. And somewhere, also for Archbishop Duncan Williams, Eddie Tudra, but you can never run away from Wangasa Obonia, Wedi Ehu. And no Musuna, Apostle Nana Kwati Amanfo. Or also so Eddie be a good MPP for so. Or say the kind of dirty politics are MPP Eddie Koko year Wagana has say no and Yadian and Nije home to be Edema Honorable Frank and Odon Prez in Sawam Adweji Mrashebe Journey say papay and then no master Mohoma Kojina Koko form na Omachi Cheska ma Koko farmers nibi na Omabe gu a form hobebre na we can we na Mahama de Mekanyina Abe PM ama sesi yakwakoye nsem bebre akamayako say abeye trend obi asore ya na akopiem wokoko afuom ni ade na papa yi ede nsem to dwa kire mu say aban ni po as we speak now o se wati koko obuo so no still na aban no eboka wokoko farmers ho yenkoti apostle na nakwati amanfo na yemra sesi
muntie MPP amanyoko muntie mukoko bon nsem awurade se me fama munie mupa muntie mupa munya you know me na nyame na masoma me ho mu ye koko politics mi hu ade bia na dwoda suo no mu ye koko politics munyai. Many of you know who the Lord has made us to you. Muntwaso mi hu ade bi MPP amanyoko omutuka no makokoko bia so makobo nkrofobia no makodi tro no matuka no makwewe na me hu se bibia si na de na si ya no was very dangerous in the realms of the spirit. What I saw said the idea this ma gade mo no sa we e ade papa mamu se nka mbetie ma bisa na ya kire mo ade kro. It was very dangerous munyai na de amuye ni nyina so awie ye no ebe ya de hunu ebe ye korawa ensanim ti munyai. Hunam from the hu ya no men kan kire mo ba hunam from afutu de ma hunu me di tumofo omosi aban bi ba ye no kan so be ma koko 6,000 per bag ebra na MPP wa konwa so obema 6,000 per bag na ese koko bag bi obema mo 6,000 enti oba ye no wa bete so nti no omo nti ase ebra amanyoko na woni aban mu kasa no na woton Ghana koko na bag bia wokua ni de na obenya sen 9,100 cedis o sen en no mo ka kire wo se ubu akuafo no nti saa bre no de se wokoton na wonya se ya Ghana mbra na kire se woton koko bag na se wonya 6,000 a chemu miensa na fa mienu makua ni no na aban fa ba konto won fa nto fertilizer ma won enti se na woton 9,000 saa bre na saa bre obi ka kire wo se e wo se wo ma akuafo no 6,000 na se wa chemu miensa no na omo baaye no yakote so ewo amansan adwa so ena ese woton koko bag no a ubenya no be 4,100 nti nke ye che 4,000 no mu miensa ko mbenya san ko mbenya be 1,300 osesen ena aban ne si daabi mekoye ne saa me manfo no mo ho ba kire mu se koko akuafo nti mechem miensa na me di mienu akoso amammo na me ho akire me aban me ho akire me. Is this not wisdom? Ye ka koko a mi koko na hwe me papa no e koko krachi. Mi gina ha mi okoko, mi nua no ma hwe me ne kwasie. Church of Pentecost and sorry them, baby, a match will be and semi papa, no cocoa cratchis and cocoa queer, and me and Cassa, the cocoa nibi. Your proca, your atobian, you did your procan, you did your bra, what do for no one she. And you did your cocoa, so your proca, or battle, cocoa no procam, and your dear ocean for no dear body, any idea fra, now the cocoa na fast ye. To don't know by no na cocoa soon yini. Me a cocoa queer any mo MPs now on and more, where me and son, I'm you pepine in him cocoa. Na made hunu mu na dia mahunu mu pa munye mu kura kurawa me hu so mu kura kurawa kokoo ase na mu kura kurawa no kokoo na ase se omo hihye nsa wom afi omo wi omo hihye nsa no kura nipa e wa ase ni nyina omo ye sa akuafo no bo omo wi ye no okuani bia fa no kurawa so wono ma na nsa nim e na oka che me se omo be ye adwuma no be wi ne be ye kurawa nsa nim fi se asase no man na asase ne ye na nanom ahoden a eboa oman no bo oman no ho ba no monye mu nsem no ntom na mebisa mo ho se NPP se munye difu a ekorete mu ana ye ka odifu anye de obeka nsem ma otima ye ode you win odifu ni obi a ekobone a na waka che no watwi wanim no de wasiti mpon so papa so a na wahye onkuran ene odifu na mo honso no bebre afiri mo nkyɛn ɛna mo mpɛ honso so a ɔyɛ wom mo pɛ honso a ɔyɛ nim ntie munya amanyosɛm kankan na mo nkyekere ɔman de na mehwehwɛ ne sɛ minim sɛ aban no wɔ hɔ no mebɛkasa faadeɛ bi ɛkɔɔ so a na nyɛ na awurade bɔ yɛ kɔkɔ because yɛyɛ intercessory for the nation every month and every year from yɛtimura mu ne yɛyɛ ma ɔman ɛmfa ho ne amanyɔku wɔ hɔ and you know enti mebɛka kyerɛ mo sɛ ɛda sɛ yɛto 2020 wie a that's say aho kyerɛ sɛ ne bɛba te sɛ de maka ɔmampanyin ɔte so de na kyerɛ nti ɔhyehyɛ nneɛma bi no yɛ nka nkyerɛ mo minim deɛ bɛba minim deɛ bɛsi deɛ bɛyɛ nti wotie me na wohyehyɛ a ɔha no bɛba ba no wasi ano dada. That is the importance of a D4 ɛna yɛsan twi w'anim kɔrɛtew meka kyerɛ mo sɛ head cut na mo ayɛ no ɛnyɛ na montie deɛ na nka ma asase no gye mo tum ne sɛ ɛberɛ bi a mo so ohia ba ɔman no mu enti aban no hyehyɛ nneɛma kenoforata ɛkɔfa pensioner sisika ɛfa yɛ sɛ just 15 years no makotua ama mo no ɛhɔ na ɔman no asase hyɛ aseɛ no mo kontɔkwa mebɛka kakakaka mo antie emrewa enkokora ene akunafoɔ na ɔmo wɔ saa ɔmo a ne wɔ saa ɔmo fɔm saa deɛ no because obi wɔ hɔ a ɔyɛ okunani ba ɔyɛ aban adwuma wasɛbi ne sika ne kuna wu obi so wɔ ne yere na awu ɔyɛ okunani barima ba mo fa ɔmo nyinaa sika MPs bɛyɛ 3 pɛ ne kasa ti a ɔmo yi ɔmo anim ɛna ɔmo kora mo taa ɔmo wɔn a mo parliament saa bɛn na mo carry majority obi ansɔre ankɔ round ankɔ ka sɛ ade na aban na yɛ no mo ani nye ho nti mo yɛ deɛ mo yɛ bi wɔ kokɔ ase ɛnɛ no mo ka sɛ amamua ne amamuo sɛ wo pɛ sɛ wobu ɔman a mo ntie awurade asɛm yi ɛyɛ ɔman no honhom na sɔre taa mo akyi ɛno nti na nsuo na ɛwɔ ɔman makunkum na ma honhom na fifiri mu no ɔman no honhom ɔman no nsuo ɛsɔre bible si na awurade bɔ so ne asase na awurade honhom butu nsuo n'ani enti nsuo ne nnua nyina awurade de honhom bi ɛbɔ ban timi tenatena mu na ahunu mu ɛno na wɔsɛ mo hwɛ yɛ ho adwuma na mo nyan deɛ mo yɛ no sɛ mo we ɛyɛ free adeɛ yɛyɛ intercessory for the nation mo ansoma yɛ ba yɛ deɛ ama mo free mo pa mo mmra mo nkada mo ho nyina mmra metie nyansasɛm na mo hwɛ sɛ mo party na nsesa sɔsɔfo bia ho ka nkyɛ mo ma mo asɔfo nkɔbɔ ho mpae na mo hwɛ Sabra haircut no. One more moko pension, kokora ne mrewa ewu. Was it just 15 years? Me ma bomb me bra year by juma 30 years, 20 years. Me call pension.
All right. Enti osofo and did some to ja apostle na kwati amanfo and did some to ja o kire mu a futu dodo na na ode call ye de ma NPP fo so omo amfa enei omo atwa omo ho na omo kasa ditia enema NDC ye no de omo warning said dirty politics na omo ye no ohuniema wo hunhun mu a echese o se omo ejai wo honom ti wei ene osofo ensem a odi etu dwa quickly ni yebeto ansem ne so na yakọ abutrika ne nsem a ekoso sesiei abutrika yenye nim sesiei ogira aban ekukumu a okun ene nsem wo court se sesiei nsem a de abono with romance scam ne ho nneɛma fraud ne nneɛma yɛde abɔ no a sisi ɛwɔ court a yɛhwɛ sɛ yɛbɛyɛ ne process no na yɛde na akɔ piem ɛwɔ United States of America na ɔmo adi ne nsɛm na ene day omu kopie mu e wo court ama court wa adwane omu case no to 27th of March 2026 ho ene yesi omu nsamfa abutiri kamra na yensan toto na no ne yenhwese ne nsem no obetimi ayi anu ye anaso se bebo no a eno ena ene no okopie mu no ofri ho no we have a footage of the exit from the court hono and quickly no you will call near sa video no ne we are omo kopie mu hono men sembe no mo catch President John Dramani Mahama and also updates e nyina be ma mo quickly ne enko he abutrika wo gbese court na yemra sisi Alright, NT Abuchika time and yet free a basic circuit court na yedena call back to custody na yasada be PM on 27th March and a hot near cohe the scenes are not a war a basic circuit court no na youth no and some at the two Johnny B who so much church placard so a bimon some do na and no more a dear good placard so na omo a peja as answer ye de say yenjai Abuchika na ondi bonibia na ensemwa youth catch President John Dramani Mahama say and he say he's fighting for a reparation na still na yaba be fa Abutrika yede ni ba be free Ghana hakopiem wo US omutemu say yetimi e de Abutrika e free Ghana hakopiem wo US yenkodi na asema na say President John Dramani Mahama is still supporting modern day slavery. And I said, dear, all ye war a year you and ho cobaning in I say, a fracadam bina all ye Ghana for Yanko, na Yanko tea youth in the moon some the two jar, a catcher President John Dramani Mahama, near Rassi.
This is an echo to our Ghana Hano. Youth Yeninjo. Youth no Yeninji extradition. If we say Abofuno, 1 year wide in Sabonina, what do you do? Yanano, on Bejatum. What's the Yananum Yen paying Funankasana or day? Yananum Yananum, Emma Abofuno. Almost friendly trade. Inti sende Ghana man pay Mahama Obama crime so almost Abutrika and go on my foot for so. And the church said no can I request say young person am who crime say young for munko. A young person am who crime say young for munko. Inti the so man pay say sa extradition say Abutrika why you Ghana ni boni bia and they agitum. So Ghana ni na Abutrika wa fraud na ye agitum. Na some catch and Abutrika, what fraud the brony bia, me am jina me menjum. Say onu so jina watch na. Sa extradition, yes, let's say ubecham. Muncha extradition mu kra. Enya dia bebo youth no. Enya dia ebebo youth no. Because onu brony no over 300 years, oye nananu boni no. Bapeminde, or say onu no, onye boni bia because I trade. It's a trade. Say Abutrika, Mose Abutrika, where the Boni Biska, Mama evidence, same trade there about you evidence the brave, Uko castles now, you evidence the brave, and so they are not ready. These American people are not ready to compensate Africans. They are not ready to compensate Africans. But Ghana have paying for money that I joke, money. Yeah, use the brave coffee boat. What do you want for? What do you want in our call? Yes, Samo. Extradition. Yen Chaso. Extradition. Yen Chaso. Abutrika on your beer bonnier. Abutrika on your beer bonnier. Yeah. What's it? Obia woke me.
And youth in someone with the 2 Jachrimua. And a President John Dramani Mahama on reparations was seeking from a brofono hono, or when your margin said, Omo Babitia, or more who age, or more can be a womb pie, wasn't commodity support Emma President John Dramani Mahama Munina at Tiada, or my margin said, or more support President Mahama net and your China. And Yama President A. Yenina Chrimua, and Yama. Ekosu nyina akire mu ase yeti media abutrika efri Ghana ha sei na yede no ekopiem ewo eye America see ekodi na asema as President John Dramani Mahama still na or supporting modern day slavery na bese circuit court hona ena youth no sa akobo hia mu ewo honom ti quickly no ye be wakọ scenes no time one na nsem ne koso how they were demanding the release of Abutrika there and then na yenjai no na enka onfa no ho enkonkodi na onye boni bia Ghana ni na nkese okobu na faso a youth ne se enkomo ankasa be ginam se yemfa Abutrika nkotum na enye Ghana ni no no afanya zakwa bi so anya ni sika ne de bibia ne ho eche so omfa abrante ne nkonkotum yenkode nkɔhwɛ the time they were demanding for the release of Abutrika Nemra Sisi. Enti omu chemu a wani abre youth omu free swedro be PM ewo gbese circuit court na omu de omu ensam tudwa chiremu a omu enfree aye Abutrika na onfa ne ho enkonkodi onko joining the family because omu chiremu a onko swedro a abranche mamefo bebre na ohwe omu ewo honom enti omu ente ase se yede eye Abutrika eye konebra ebekwa ko wiase na de ni bepie ye de ni befri Ghana ha akopiem ewo United States of America say ye kwa kodi na asem ewo honom ye beto ansem ne so na yakọ Stone Boy bi ne camp na or the revelation bi atodwa ma manfo dodo na ye be kai say edumre bi say ye de no ekwa akoye freedom concert. I think say na Thanksgiving after the 2024 election no mo koye Ghana ye nyina ye freedom concert yetimi to about free and fair election the last minute any yi bim free or the nchiremu aba na yankoje nchiremu no ye ba yeso be ba be pensemu e de amamo yenko tie Stone Boy ne mra sese
abanya aba ya swear president intese kro no ye nyina MPP say kabom. The next, then few hours later, now drop Stone Boy. Upset me di poto.
Yes, so MPP need that time.
Reason being who are correct. I know so now my legal team I already say because already now my label and now me no mo yejuma at the time no.
Okay.
Abrofono mo woman at the end and just say me alani politically. Omo fi say local for no yakwa ko GC Kebina. Yeah, campaign you more. Ya share that day to say.
So muka say JJJ no.
Thank you.
Who share that
bomb? Because narrative say buy and now we create and we call online now. We say say who share that bomb? Yes, defend it.
To record label for Nbufu ye.
Me da say am me no mukra no account bi na ye ntemu.
Oh, because of JJJ.
I'm telling you and then Ukraine.
So you've lost big. Because that song was used politically, they thought you were aligning.
Bro, for side no man tia say about.
Okay.
Say unso almost there one plug. Say nya no kra, mon counter, mon tro na you who say evidence be anywhere.
Okay.
Fine, and also no problem. Just because maybe who say you boo, and then I don't want to raise because maybe I'm in controversy sasa, which is not necessary. Wow. And I thought say, at the end of the day, no drop Stone Boys say. The same people are more using at the end. I said to me, I say grassroots to 4B. Grassroots to any panel or champions are the enemy power. I mean, Bonnie or champions are the end. Emani say, I'll be a more using your maybe. They say them MP. And I'm what they are dropping to Bonnie Bank cry and my why? My minium at the Nija Bakuno so. What tapping your mono. mo remix it mo dia attach mo abanya ba
nti Stone Boy ene de nsɛm atu dwa kyerɛ mu a ekoye arehosam ɛwɔ honom wa bra obɔ ne nwum jejereje ɔno abɔ ne nwum kama na ɔmokɔfaaye na ɔmo de koye campaign ɛma emrofo ne ɔmo yɛ adwuma hu ne sɛ he is affiliated to one political party enti ɛno no ɔmo ɛyɛ so ɔmo ɛtwe ɔmo ho de ɔmo afri ɛyɛ ne ɔmo ene ni gyae adwuma yɛ ɛwɔ honom na papa yi nche bia no ɔno ade beto dwa wo sɛ ɔbɔ nwumi ka ho bi na ɛma NDC ba ɛyɛ aban mu ɛmo nwa sɛ ɔmo ambisa na saa question no because nche bia no ɔno ade kɔto dwa ɛkyerɛ mu a ɔka ho bi ɛna NDC ɔmo ɛba power ba sɛ sɛ de ɔno kyerɛ mu a na nya de sɛ ɔbɔyɛ ɛde ma NDC for da bi ɔno a ɔwɔ hɔ a no hu sɛ ɔmakɔfa nyo no ɔma mɛka hwe ya nkyerɛ no last hour ye nyina yakwakoye concert aban ya to abawie ya so president in ye nyina ya back to Ghanaians no more NPP no more NDC but ye nya ebi mu omu beka kire eye aban emu mpanifo se Stone Boy onye NDC ni ono ye NPP ni ema ye drop in no campaign start ye drop Stone Boy ema omu drop in no ema be ye nimguase edema no ewo hono mu a no aso enagina so ema oni ni record label oni omo ye adwuma omo entem ekote ye nti we eye bim president Stone Boy ne nsem a odi etu dwa ewo hono mo nti ye beto aso na ye de updates no e de amamo because nsem a Stone Boy di tu dwa me dwe ho amenti ase because I was talking about the fact that in che bia fundraising ase and odi ko tu dwa so oboka and oye enwom no na odi ma aban then time na kroma ye hye said ye ahokyere ne ade eni nyina mu ena ma no ko boss anyum nti enyu ne ba na kroma ye de abehia campaign omo ede ye campaign ne ade ene Stone Boy de beto dwa se wa mo amfa ama party bia wo honom nti nsem a Stone Boy de atodwa no yenko Ashanti region Ashanti Fest ekoso na as part of the activities no okọ asokwa interchange omo painti interchange no omo draw niema ede to ho cultural heritage pictures ni ade empanimfo ewo Ghana ha omo draw omo ede omo ato interchange ne ho na empanimfo no bi president abetwam otikokọ so omo draw ne pictures we schools ni bi ene ankrankra omo ewo Kumase ebi ena etwagu o squeeze ne so no ena omo we na NPP fo omo Kumase ese omo nti ase se interchange MPP aban led by President John Ajekum Kufuor omo ena asokwa interchange no na omo nti ase se yakwa draw President John Dramani Mahama atoso nti omo de omo lead campaign se President John Dramani Mahama picture omo de ato asokwa interchange ne so no omo empepem free ho because ye be wo obi enei obeba be hu President Mahama picture wo ho a na ode akọ related to resetting agenda because say when so President Mahama na ye omo de omo nsama todwa omo lead campaign ni say there should be nothing NDC on the asokwa interchange omo e de omo nsama todwa enko ti omo ne emra sese
Mahama so ni mu ya onko de kurombole no konkosi interchange ni bi wo ho wi a na ye de picture atare ho Ashanti regional minister Franka mo akohene se ye mo na baso esan se wa ya ade because wa kope paint e de aba be painti interchange ye wura president Kufuor and start say ye ewie ye in 2007 na me bibia anya me ya se enne Ashanti regional minister because of mischief nti interchange ye wura president Kufuor na ye no wo de ye wura president Mahama picture e na aba be bo ho nti ono akora wo ye Gen Z ono emra 2007 yewura president Kufuor yes interchange we na ebia sa akora na afi no maame enyem no anase yawo no be 2 years ni no akora ni pia bonten a ohu picture we obeka se yewura president Mahama na ayede aye wa abra yewura president Mahama onim eho wa na se yese yete oman mu ni ye promote culture de a adanti na ye nkyirem na ye ma akora Gen Z fo ni hunu se sa askwa interchange ya enam ho ya enye amakohina akopɛ penti ababa penti hu I was saying man abaso no NPP aban yewura president Kufuor ene si ye say wo picture bi de tare ho de a ene enka ye say yewura president Kufuor picture ne de tare ho because onu na si ye a wo ye de o wie ye say ye pe picture de tare ho a enye yewura Mahama so oni mu ya onko de kurombole no onko si interchange ni bi wo ho o wie a na ye de picture tare ho NDC for the see who when you said modern pictures baba tare project MPP aban na ayede aye na me de ye me ya ne say saa de we nyina no wase nyankofo bi no mu defend am akohene ade ya waya ade against da ade as regional minister we nya ade a ye betima aka say waya yes ye bona baso because adwuma we me kwa me Japan wa medina he me ya betima akwa kosuki fans na akope paint na dia ba be paint o say me so ma ya ade me nya journalist obi mu a omo di omafu no omanu achi no ma ba be gina ha say ye mo na baso because waya ade because of kakra e dia manadi e dia be na enkoso sa. We should get serious as a country. Yes, in Chrome school now about paint or my idea, or my show more talent. And yet, Yamasa and Crown or Monso more SHS one. Our Monsono, or my electrical students and all. Young for Monco so for life. Interchanging us from a Cambridge, Suntreso, Sad, because you are street light away in a BN way, Juma. And the young fast electrical students and so alcohol. Now Monsono, Enco fix it, and street light away because I'm also electrical students, almost a yard. Say, I say, more baswa, and then Crana, my baby is a painting way I can. You must say, I must say, a young wine and mass, and Crana school free. I and the young almost on fast. And non as all your mind by panel to one argument who say, MPP are buying and a ya buying or no or into the future. Nasan Cananado and for Manco free SHS. Ah, Massa Ankra, your man free JHS, Ama, and come up with whom I'm up for. And I'm going to be idea way now they see a praise because idea way a DC for Juma, a assembly mind for Juma. So Opako Siki fans, Akope paint, and the Abani, the Ababe painty project. You are President Kofo, and people are buying a year, and why a day. Nay, we are, yes, and Yanko for say, Yanfa Mahama picture, and Taron, Wabra, yes, you promote culture. You are President Kofo, I will see side interchange with Santimum on a static project new year, on the intimate picture more. Many of them Ghana for mommy answering you say. And you ma NDC 4 years in a flakadam. And for the optics, Omunya be before Frobia. And Tamakoine, I didn't wait Nadia why I see amount credits ever.
All right, into some section of the NPP, Omo Kumase, and Omudi Omonsam Atuja Chirimwa. And when here said, you did anything NDC, about a year as quite interchange in home because, and yet Omo and a year because Omuchiremwa, Omo Afena, Omo Ba 2007, Afenia, Omoni Adeno, Omo Nim. How I interchange in the cry et me by and say develop a culture there and I much more. Yama omo ehunu say NPP are buying led by President John Ajekumko for omo and a yes asukwa interchange no ewo ehonum ti omo nsemo omo edi etudwa ebi eno no na enuamu ena interchange painting ya ena edi ensemble tudwa na Kumawood sinitwani e friend Wayosi amanfo atutu bi ede amane no ewo ho no ene se okopiem ewo asukwa interchange ho no so koye donation kakra ewo ho na odi nsem tudwa ensem odi tudwa odi kiremu se ono no ye MPP ni enema bi omo ye na ma na switch ko NDC empo edrumre bi sa painting ya ye edrumre bi ye the contract former president Nana Adodankwa Akufo-Addo ba almost $25 million say ofan ko ye painting na no ene bi mo se dabi nyesa na tie ama omo atutu bi di amane Kumawood sinitwani Wayosi yenko na yenko gimu nchiremu ne emra sisi
it is possible. Mr. Montag of Wayosi ya oyi movies ni twani Wayosi Mr. Montag na emame. Of wadarumo Mario video bia oko jina asquire interchange Dr. Frank Amakwe ne visual student ako painting wono. Uko jina wana abo regional minister abaso na uko donate na ma de support ye na fe wi ase na akasi su pise okra de mre bi atwa mu na ye MPP ni demom enama memu a enkoye MPP memu a basa enya kono na pamu ni penti na ma wo free ma wo join NDC ena asa ka twa to se Akufo-Addo award contract worth $25 million ye painting interchange say ya demand e ba baja nkroma nanu na ofam pese wadarumo mechi wa adwisi susi ebia na wonya re interchange ya uko gina ase a uko donate emo dia support na wo ba mbakọ hina basui NPP kro ya wo se na memwo nkoye nti wo free mu no esa NPP 1 in 4th Republic no MPP abaye di kan e wo 4th Republic mu eye President John Ajekumko for Asantini de Shia Asantini mapa Asantini president odi kan e wo 4th Republic on the Sidima Santeman enti interchange na wo so obi akopenti ya di paint akopenti red yellow green akopenti enti wo bo obi abaso so akopenti no biza wo se hwan na siye de o siye President Kufo was say MPP amabunya kono nyenti no wa free mu no President Kufo ya MPP ni ono and the CSI interchange okoya okobo regional minister na ba so say one day what dey free SHS visual student free SHS nkwala ye ko penti omo ye free SHS student NDC for ekachire say akufo do free SHS ni produce quantity and produce quality enti nkwala na ko free SHS ni na bombo mu nim hwe no enne sa nkwala ye o ma bon mu nim hwe ya yesay o man sika wo mu anti bida no enne sa nkwala yi ana mo akohene ko fa o mo odo ma ko penti enti biza ho say de kan interchange ni president je ekofo enne si ye de to so mienu nkwala na ko penti ya na enne bani age ho no nkwala na free SHS for nkwala under president Akufo-Addo MPP number 2 in the 4th Republic. We na akatwa to say President Nana Akufo-Addo at the same contract yem penti interchange see $25 million strong pussycat dollars at the man ba jankroma say on penti interchange ni be one crime. What a Roma agency bay ministry bay aban institution bay and a team a man award is our contract de ma jankroma say contract awarding 8 years in amu a contract or more awarding 8 years in Namo. A team provided just a single document, and now move for me a crater be a dear dance. Indeed, yeah, what a contract $25 million at the Majan Croman. Move for a 12 of what a interchange is as a Jancromaco Pentier. On one creative arts agency or work on one only our dear designs near them. And no, and what they are so on the babua. Interchanges me and some now by a jet attack Pashi and one other site neck and no more quiet. Tet akwaje interchange no bu penti ye no Jankroma na nkasa na ye the fundraising ni agency no na dwuma mo ye no ma na ka na secure support said ye na amakoyi ni eya asquad ye ya mu ko donate ya mu obi donate 1 cedi obi donate 2 cedis no saa no so ye ye ode ya akwaje de to so mienu eye tete kwashi no ono bo Ben Asante Ghana gas CEO ono na sponsor ye mo ye interchange ni nyina mo be ye drawings ni nyina no obi ani wo ba ya kwa charge na 1 cedi na 2 cedis obi afina kuma mi say to ho acha dwuma and on buy dem a o man no it is $25 million na wo kan baby bia ni wa o say Akufo-Addo award the contract dem an ba paint ya mo de ye nyina no kora paint CEO and the providing or supporting the other side no mo ye ni nyina awie ye eti baby ani wa ye say Jankoma kwaje $25 million na mom no ankasa na ye fundraising and what the ye akwaje dia no and Ghana gas CEO support ye and kora paint CEO so support ye mo ye those 3 sites ni na awie ye nti wada roma se mo ye mpanimfo ensem bi se bana ya manyo se na wo pesa wo ka bia hwehwemu ne wo no kura ewom bisa mo na ti ase ansa no abegina bonti abekasa because who yes ni twani who yes star enti obi ehu se wo kan se ma ebia nipa no be di se dia wo kan enokore